Hi guys, how are we all doing? This is Jazz, aka Trend Trader for you. So a couple of my friends just asked for a NIFTY analysis, which is a one of the Asian or Indian indices. Traded probably primarily in India. So I figure why not make an analysis. Before I do the analysis, let's just understand something that the global market. Okay, you can look at the U.S. market, the European or Chinese markets, everything is basically in a somewhat of a downtrend or rolling over. Okay, so it's important to understand that you know every market from each corner of the world is affecting other market. It all goes back into import export, the interest rates and all that, inflation deflation, so it affects everything, right? So if one country's currency is being affected, obviously the other country who is inverse to it also is being infected, right? Affected. So let's talk a little bit about the nifty analysis. I'll talk about the weekly and the daily, and try to point out some areas where we can look for some kind of bounce if that is coming, right? So what I did before on hand, I drew a couple lines in here just to make it a very simple analysis. So looking at the weekly chart, I use thinkorswim, but this is a trading view, free platform. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. I've been sick for a few days, and just got a bad cold. The whole family got the cold. So yeah, so nifty analysis from the free website tradingview.com. So in here, the weekly, beautiful channel, right? Prices testing the lower channel. You can go long if you want, upper channel, or you can sell short at the test of the upper channel. Test comes down to the lower channel, upper channel, lower channel, possibly to the move to upside. Even though I think this is a very bearish move to the down, so might have a little bit more move to coming to the downside, even break out of the channel. Okay, so very simple, right? Very simple as far as the biggest time frame, which is weekly, monthly, whatever. So we're in a channel trading to the downside. Okay, the keyword in here is to the downside. So all the bulls out there, all the people who just want to go long, understand what are we looking at. Okay, understand that the trend is to the downside. If you do go long, make sure that you have an understanding that you are going counter trend. Okay, you're taking a counter trend trade which is to the upside in this type of market. Okay, so that's something that you need to understand and grasp that before you take any trade to the long side. So this is what we're testing in here. Excuse me. So I'm looking at an area here. Okay, I'm looking at an area where we could possibly come see some kind of bounce out of here. They're very two critical areas. In fact, I like this, lick, not lick, but like. So I like this area in here out of a bounce, only because this is the nearest area where we're seeing a big move out of here, and we're coming back to test that same area. It's almost like you have a table, right? Obviously the table can't stand on one leg, it has to have a support from the other leg or other two legs. So this is what I'm seeing in here. I'm seeing a leg being formed and the second leg coming in here to possibly stabilize the table, or stabilize the support or the floor or whatever you want to call it. So this is why I'm kind of thinking the prices might come down in here, show some kind of reversal. Okay, that is the important part. When every trader, every professional trader that talks about, they're not just going to completely say, oh, you go exactly long at this point. No, ideally in a professional environment, you don't just simply pull the trigger. You want to look for a great support area. Once you look that up, once you determine what that is, after that you want to look at a reversal kind of signal. It could be from a trend signal, it could be even a fundamental news coming out from something could trigger the interest rates, or some kind of a product, or some kind of a catalyst that you're looking for to cause a move to the upside. So wait for that, right? So ideally I'm look at the technical picture of it. So I look for candlestick reversals, I look for volume to pick up a little bit, and I could go down to the smallest time frame to even look for the hourly or 30-minute. So this is where I'm expecting an area, expecting a bounce out of here. If that fails, okay, we're still not out of the woods as far as if you're looking at the longest picture, right? So this is the next area. This is the next area. Again, let me check this. Okay, cross. So first area 68.75 to 66.20. A little bit of a bear trap in here. Then you have a 63.65, and then you have a 60.48. Okay, so once this clears out, price could possibly come down a little bit, okay, right in this area, could move to the upside. But you have another area which is even better, okay, which is even better than this. Again, the reason why I say better is because this was past resistance that act as new support. I do like this area over this one only because they had a nice move out of here. Possibly if the price comes in here, we could see a move to the upside again. So we're looking at a weekly chart. Let's go down into the daily chart and see if we see anything else going on in there, right? So in a daily chart, bearish, right? Obviously we're looking at, huge move to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4. In fact, there was a bearish engulfing candle, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Possibly another move. Wait for a candle. Wait for a piercing candle. Wait for doji. Wait for bullish engulfing candle. Wait for some kind of hammer or something that tells you that bulls are in control. Once you see that, okay, you go even beyond that, right? So this is where a trader becomes a skilled trader. Skilled trader becomes a top 8 to 6% of that trader that is going to stay alive in this kind of market. So become that, get education, get analysis, and do the right stuff. Don't just say, okay, I'm going in because it's touching the trend line. Have I done that? Yes, I have done that, but I know my risk based on that. If you're going big, you need to know what you're risking. If you're only risking a little bit, hey, go right long ahead, right? That's fine. We're testing the trend line, but you also want to make sure that if you do get stopped out, what exactly your risk, but if it goes, where is your target? So let's just say we see somewhat of a reversal coming in. So I'm gonna also pan out a resistance area where you can take the targets, right? So if you take a long, if the reversal comes in here, this is what your nearest target is. Okay, there is let me see if I can get the right tool in here. Okay, right here, there is a little what you see is a gap in here. Okay, so there's a gap in here that could fill. Okay, that could fill, so you can shoot for that. And there's right above the gap, there is a beautiful supply. Okay, beautiful supply right above that. Again, we're only looking at daily. We can go down to a smaller time frame and also even go hourly or 30-minute. I don't think this platform lets me because it's free. They don't give you everything free, right? So another place that you wanna, if you do go long, is right around here. Okay, that's where you want to be pulling. Okay, I'm trying to see, just make it a little bit thicker, that's all. Never mind if I can't do it. Actually, you can put alerts on here too. So okay, I guess obviously I don't know how to make this darker. Okay, but that's because I don't use it. So that's first area. Okay, that's first area where you can take your targets as profits. Then you have a gap right above, and that is the supply. This is a area where you would go actually even short if the price were to come to the downside. You start doing more analysis. What are we approaching? How are we approaching here, right? Are we building a strong base as we're coming up in here? Are we building a strong uptrend as we're coming up in here? So keep that all in mind. But that's kind of like a trade setup that I see possible move out of here. If there's a reversal and you're shooting for possible this area as your target. And again, you can also put out more trend lines if you want. For instance, that's the trend line, right? Seeing a little trend line in here as well that matches with that area. Okay, so keep that. Hit this. So anyways, so that's the analysis that I see on the Nifty. Take care, Nifty. So take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.